보스 컴퍼니.
딸, 오늘 한 가지? 해결사 영상. 그건 뭐 녹화해뒀다가 다음에 봐도 되잖아? 오늘 같이 할 게임은 그릭스 슈필이다. 엄마가 집행 끝나고 오면 바로 할 수 있게 미니어처랑 지도 미리 준비해둘 수 있지? 그래, 역시 우리 딸내미라니까? 하나, 둘, 셋. 이걸 누구 코에 붙이란 건지 모르겠군. 아무리 그래도 큰 누님인데 넉넉하게 10장은 담았어야지.
Hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. It's time for more Cowboy Yi Sang. And we're in the middle of the Yi Sang dungeon. So I'm kind of feeling like it would be silly for me to not do that. So we're gonna I just leveled up from doing a mirror dungeon this morning. And I feel like it would be silly for me to not dial back my my Enkvalen. All right. I'm just gonna like keep going. For lack of a better word, like I'm gonna keep pressing on and doing the I'm blanking on even the memory of like what to call it. Oh, Yi Sang must participate. Win rate. Basically, I'm just doing win rate. I'm looking for story, the fighting, and this is just a consequence of the game being a phone game that's got gotcha mechanics. Like I'm OP and I don't want to think about the fights. It's a waste of my time to think about the fights because no matter what I do, I just kill everything. Hey, some guy, welcome. Flowers fell and all things began to make busy steps. More people are visiting us each day and twice the noise fills the air. Where are we plot-wise? I literally just started where I left off. So we're we're in the middle of, I think we just got to the second floor of the dungeon. This isn't supposed to be a downtime marketplace or anything. It's gotten way too noisy here. 9 was right about the amount of, 9 was the right amount of people. Oh, many new curiosities have taken up my space. May I be permitted to touch the inventions here? Will you shut that mouth? How scary. Don't be so sour, Dongbik. Livelinesss is good to have. Some consider the assemblage to be mere noise, while some consider the Some consider the assemblage to be mere noise, while some consider the commotion to be growth. As for me, I saw it slantwise, as always. As heavy rain might pour for days after a spell of clear skies, I saw no meaning in attempting to fathom the caprices of the weather. I would simply wait for things to calm, looking out for the day's arrival. You missed the Dongbek fight. It's on the VOD, though. I failed the first time because I was trying to break people out whenever the duel happened, and I missed reading the duel text. But as soon as I figured out the duel thing and read the actual text for the duel part of the fight, everything went perfectly fine. I just had to win the clashes, and then it was easy peasy. It's very rare that Fatal pipes up and says like, hey, you should pay attention. But whenever she does, I always pay attention. I know that when Fatal says like, hey, pay attention, it's time for me to lock in. I started playing the old 7 Days to Die. I got a physical copy of the old Xbox One version because it's like dead media. Like if you don't own a physical copy, you can't play it anymore. And I got a physical copy of it and started playing, and my God, I know the game got so much better as it got updated and upgraded, but seriously, it's so fun. I love 7 Days to Die. It's such a fun series. Spooky, even. Young Ji hasn't shown up for this conference as well. I heard he's been officially invited by a wing. This is probably the second time. You don't happen to know which wing it was, do you? No one seems to know. Why are you displeased about it? You're the one who turned down brother Young Ji's offer to go with him, Dongbek. There's no need to be so fixated on the number 9. What if there are 8 of us? Or 5 of us? Say, Dongrang, how long are you gonna stick to your vet routine? I made precious time in my packed schedule to check out what Young Ji's group was like, and all I see are children's playthings. Oh, it's been a while, Nulin. It's a pleasure to see a fellow from my hometown here. You arrived here later than we did, but it looks like you adapted much faster. But I must say, it's a bit disheartening to hear you call them children's playthings. You won't be saying that once you learn that animals feel pain exactly like we do. Well, I'll take my words back if those animals start repaying the kindness by bringing money or something. Nolene, do you take this for a gaudy auction where technology is sold for cash? You didn't even care to cast a glance at us mere months ago, calling Illuminators Conference out of fashion. Have you come now to rake off a piece of the profit you're smelling? Dongbeg, don't mistake it for covering for you. Don't mistake it for covering for you? I just don't want to see her face, that's all. Dongbeg's kind of a dick. By the way, what made you so passionate about curing animals? They can't pay the bills or anything. How are you going to make a living? You like to nag a lot. Well, I suppose I could run a chicken restaurant. What? Hear me out for a second. I can make chickens grow tons of wings, cut them off without inflicting any pain. They only need a single pair to fly. That way, humans get more meat to eat, while chickens lose nothing for it. Pshaw. What name do you plan to give to the chicken? Let's see, how about Plumpy Chicken? Dongring, never try naming things again, got it? I may have heard a faint sound at that moment. It was a sound of a crack. Knowing well what consequences a minuscule crack could bright about? I think that's a typo. 700 lunacy, please. You made me read a typo. Come on, pay up. Knowing well what consequences a minuscule crack could bright about, I chose to look past it. Perhaps I wanted to pretend that I did not hear it. Alas, I was careless in my assumption that I could simply observe slantwise as it comes to pass until it has seeped. What the fuck are you talking about? Alas, I was careless in my assumption that I could simply observe slantwise as it comes to pass until it has seeped. Realization comes too late. You know, Dongbeg, your words weren't particularly reassuring either. It was actually what Nolene said that gave me an important lesson. That no matter how hard I try, if technology doesn't have an immediate use, no one will give it a passing glance. And now we have the obligatory fight. Skip, skip, skip. Nobody messed up the play, but we still have to fight. I've been thinking about Kim Kitsuragi all day. All day yesterday. Him shooting and missing at the buckle of the hangman. And then struggling to like regain his composure after being heckled by the kids. Such an interesting game. They're all dead. Cooked. Fried. Roasted.
작살 놓치지 말게.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful yet poignant story, isn't it? And this is Stephanette. This is back at the point where they were having the guy disappear and become the entity in the sky, perhaps. If all the stories in the world were happy ones, the skies might not have needed stars anymore. In solitude and darkness are stars born. You loved my stories for the same reason. I'll tell you tales of more worlds. So cry for me, in my stead, and in everyone else's. I know that making new assets costs money and time and energy. But I don't know. I can't help but feel like, why are there baby abnormalities here? Like, why is that necessary? I know, like, the golden bow is doing it, right? But I thought the explanation before was that they were like you know what? I might have just forgotten. I'm struggling to recall like why the hell these things are even here. I remember them like wandering around inside the Lobotomy Corporation like caverns or whatever, but like those were all themed appropriately, I thought. I don't know, it feels weird. I guess maybe I'm just like misremembering. Maybe there is no theme to them and it just doesn't matter. None of it matters. There's only 37,000 fights. How have you forgotten the story? Yeah, it's pretty much. How are you doing, Necro? Did you have a nice dinner? I've forgotten the Lobotomy Corporation, like, or the bits at the very beginning when they were explaining why the abnormality-esque things that are not full-blown abnormalities but are like sloughed off. I can't remember. Maybe it's just the Golden Bow's like domain expansion. They're just denizens of the Golden Bow's aura or whatever. I don't know. Isn't this a concept incinerator? What is it doing here? We've received an official notice that private technological invention of groups of 5 or more people are not registered as a business require a permit from T Corp. The same goes for technology. Everything that hasn't been authorized by the Wing's tech agencies will be confiscated. Whether they're registered or taken by force, they'll be used in ways none of us wanted. That is why we will rid the world of them before that happens. But why now of all times? Is it because of the League's gatherings? No. Is this about the window? Wait. This idea that we have to make technology in secret could be a pitfall, you know. Who knows, T-Corp might just give us the approval. A foolish question. Did you forget the reason of the League of Nine was established? We gathered together for the pure pursuit of knowledge, not to serve the Wings like pathetic mules. We deserted our hometowns for this cause, and now you suggest that we yield our knowledge. After all we've been through? Let's see the bigger picture rather than just T-Corp. Wouldn't the city as a whole be benefiting from them? Technology only has value when it's used for others. Until then, they're mere toys. I see. Dongrang wanted to sell out. Dongrang wanted to sell out, and everybody hates a sellout. With this healing technology I've developed, I could save at least hundreds of lives in the city. Should we really squander that chance on protecting this make-believe organization? I mean, when the possibility is that they turn twist or turn your technology around and make it do what it does now, yeah, it's maybe not a good idea. Dongrang, don't make clumsy attempts until you're planning to save everyone in the city. If I thought this measly technology had what it takes to give every single person the help they needed, I would have given my all for it. But you think that'll change anything? The world will still be a terrible mess. It's true. You're right. I thought wrong. What's the point in all this? Wow, look at that. It really does a good job at burning things. You think its creator was a researcher who had an ardor for genuine study like us? No, the creator was a Luddite. Dongrang, are you certain you're alright? Hey, check this out, Yi Sang. Check this shit out. I chanced upon this curious thing in the backstreets. It's apparently an item a wing called K-Corp is producing these days. It's a swarm of nanobots that look like liquid to the naked eye. And when you inject it, no matter how badly you're crushed, hurt, fractured, ripped, torn, or chopped away, it all heals up in seconds. Amazing, isn't it? It only takes a short while for the pain to be gone. It was perfectly fine to be hurt. I didn't have to strain my body and my heart trying to cure things. I was so stupid, wasn't I? Dongrang. Dongrang. Now we're back to the old combat. Chopping up umbrellas. She is unpacking on an umbrella. Fantastic. She's doing the bit from Helsing where she like gets authorization to unsheath her weapon. Unsheath one layer from her weapon to activate its like still restricted but semi-potential because she's too powerful.
내가 시범을 보이지.
You guys are really struggling to kill these umbrellas, aren't you? I guess when the enemy is too big to put inside the box, he shocks them with electricity. I can't seem to identify why that happens sometimes and why it doesn't happen other times. Do we just not have enough? What's happening here? Maybe one of you guys should kill that? Maybe? You know, you don't have to. Two separate animations when the enemy's too big? Yeah. How common are AoE attacks in this game? Because I don't really see a whole lot of them. Is it like Library of Ruina where they're incredibly unique and specific attacks that are really powerful but only apply in certain places? Who will approach the fox? You. Sure, why not? Ding, ding. Nailed it. Chilling winds and damp air brush against the sinner under the umbrella, but Otis raised their head up to see the sky, making a profound smile, as if the sinner knew the rain will stop someday. An old umbrella, take damage of 30 of max HP, lose 10 SP for Otis. Okay. Alright, gun him down. Funny because some of the enemies are so big they don't fit on screen, and I'd love to see him shove them in a coffin. That would be funny. I wonder if they tried to do it, or they had it set up that way, and then he would go and do that. But see, I don't know why. I mean, like there, we lost those clashes. I get that, but I don't understand why Ryoshu still took damage. She won like all 3 of those clashes she was clashing. She won all 3 of them, but still took damage in each of them. No combat logs, so there's no way for me to be sure. But it doesn't matter, because Unga Bunga wins. I feel like we should not have unblocked attacks right now. That seems a bit silly to me. That we're not like blocking all of the attacks. Maybe he's doing what Mama Otis does all the time, where like after she finishes an attack, she gets like a free bonus attack. I don't know. He's dead. It doesn't matter. We've got backup sinners that are level 30. It'll be fine. There was wilting among the 9. Those who indulged in research with purity and astonishment on their faces, as they did in the old days, have already withdrawn their buds. In exchange, unfamiliar sounds began to fill the air. Orderly footsteps, sounds of wind-up keys that signify their position, and heavy, low voices. Why? Why did you tell them the League's location, Ao? Anyone would have done the same. They said if I don't reveal the source of the technology, I'll be forcefully separated to S-Corp. Repatriated to S-Corp. Then you should have braced for it. Have the guts to bite your tongue and die if you couldn't stand to survive alone in the hometown. Well, why are these people dragging me away? Why is it a crime that I couldn't yield my technology? My technology was worthless. You said it yourself, Young G. Help! I don't want to go! No matter how hard we think, there's really only one way. It'll all be over once I go back, if I give away the glass. If you're caught, the League will be done for. Who knows what might they do with your technology once it falls into their... I swear to God. Whoever was writing this canto must have done the fights in sequence gone brain dead and then not been able to properly translate, or this person is speaking like fucking Yoda over here. If you're caught, the league will be done for. That's fine. Who knows what might they do with your technology once it falls into their hands? This is like the 4th typo I found this stream. I can buy into the story. They're so committed to not sharing their tech. The league speaks in nerd. That's not even nerd though. Who knows what might they do? That's what they might do. It's a typo. They fucked up. It's a silly hobby for them. Meanwhile, they're making a torture nexus to fund their shit. Yeah, the voices of desperation ringing in the air did not change a thing. And so there were those who rejected the notion of yielding their creations. I knew my turn would come, and I don't believe we'll ever see each other again. Those who calmly let themselves be taken away. I'm bored of living in hiding. I've decided to go my own way. Let's hope we never meet again. Those who left their own. I saw a child who resembled the ocean. It's not like the glass or the mirror, but like the things reflected on the waves that tides the ocean. Since I couldn't fathom the depths of the water, I decided to follow a log. And those, god damn it, the nerd and the southern accent mixing together. And those who forever disappeared, leaving unknowable parting remarks. Like that, winter approached. That was a painful experience. It was like I was actually in the shoes of a League of Nine member. Oh, we're synchronizing with their memories. It's only natural that their traces will influence us. That's not really a typo? Is it not? I'm sorry. I don't understand the way that sentence is structured doesn't make sense to me. The 2 words are flip-flopped. And now I've already put it away from my memory. It's gone. It reads strange to me. And wasn't it, the whole sentence was like, who knows what might they do? I'm not saying it's not grammatically incorrect. I'm saying that it's completely out of place. The statement is out of place. I stand by that assessment. Like, it doesn't make sense surrounding all of the other dialogue. Like, none of the other dialogue is written that way. The story does not make sense because they already admitted to making shit tech for their shallow dreams. I'm not sure what you mean, Putty. Like, didn't they created the mirror, and then didn't somebody go off and share their tech, and then they came back around with the bullets. So he's like, hey, look at this technology that they created using you know, something. I think the one boy has been selling out and just hasn't said anything. Are those stars up there? Looking up, we saw a scenery that looks like a night sky through a crack. Lo, a shooting star. I heard that making a wish while a shooting star falls can make it true. Maybe we'll try it. Sure, let's make a wish. Coaxing one infuriated sinner, we left the room. Wait. Nothing happened. Who was it? One of you must have opened your eyes in the middle of it. Perfect. They make the mirror as a toy, but to fund it, they're making tracking tech and designating factories so that the kids can't escape. oh, yeah. Well, you're talking about Yi Sang. Yi Sang is going out of his way to, like, build technology for a fascist state. Like, he's not building the technology with that in mind, but he's building the technology and it's being used in that way, and he's getting paid for it. Yeah. I remember that bit. As it turned out, each of us wanted to protect a different point in time. Some wished it to stop where it was, while some wished it to advance. In my case, wham, wham, wham. We've received a report that you're in possession of unauthorized technology. I sent young Ji a letter in advance telling him to seek refuge. We must hide the glass window and the mirror in the basement before they can take them. Dongrang and I will carry them to safety. I want the rest of you to hold the door while we do.
내가 시범을 보이지.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군. 귀와 요격 함수 정리가. 그럼 끝이다.
불길 속으로.
Yeah, I suppose what might they do is probably an old English thing. Modern grammar checkers don't like it. You could probably get away with it if it was in the context of something else. I don't know, like I'm trying, like I didn't read much Shakespeare, but it reads like old English to me, and I just went through a couple of different grammar checkers just to make sure, and all of them are like, this ain't right. But again, that's because they're modern grammar checkers. You wouldn't write that like if you're writing an email, you wouldn't write that. But that's the problem. A lot of this is written as though it's in standard form, but they're meant to speak in a poetic way due to where they're from. But they don't speak that way all the time. I mean, Yi Sang does, but Dongbek and a lot of the other characters don't speak that way. Yi Sang has it less so than Bina or Hakma, I think. But he does have it occasionally. It's just out of place. Yeah, it sounds weird enough for me to be here right now talking about it, right? It sounds out of place enough that I'm sitting here talking about it. And you could Faust me and you could say, well, actually, or you could just agree that it sounds weird in this context. In this case, it sounds weird. I'm just saying it's distracting. It was distracting enough for me to be sitting here talking about it. Where is young Ji, the League of Nine literateurs leader and literateurs leader and his glass technology? This is the price you pay for the time you've spent wrongly. Open the door to the basement. How do they know about the basement? One of us betrayed the League. Gapryong is nowhere to be seen since yesterday. It must have been him. That matters no longer, Dongbek. We must run now. Say, how about I treat you to a stunning fireworks display for the last time? Fire can be a rather pretty flower when seen from a distance. Dongbek, are you planning to... Let me ask for the last time. None of you here are traitors, right? There is no doubt about it. You're asking a ridiculous question. It was me, Dongbek. I sold the League out. The last thing that entered my sight with the sound of the explosion were Dongbek's half-scorched face, and our League burning down in a colorless fire. That isn't quite right, Dongrang. You never confessed the truth to Dongbek. Dongbek has remained oblivious to it. Thusly, she constantly harbored suspicion against us, knowing that it must have been one of us. It was me, Dongbek. I ratted out the group. I knew it. It had to be you. You fucking traitor! The revelation is what colored Dongbek's dying eyes with wrath, and caused the frail ego to break and fall, snapping, scattering into petals. You know, Yi Sang? Loud ticks of clocks at your front door are a sign that T-Corp's tech agency employees have come to your house. I'm sure most of them were visited by the agency. It's an unforgettable experience, yet it's one you couldn't have known since you must have been under T-Corp's grace as a skilled architect. The first visit tends to be sudden and quiet. Most are flustered by the unexpected arrival, but they still keep their pride and faith as a member of the League. The agency knows that as well. They also know their visit instilled the fear that they might come again whenever they'd like. The second visit is when things start to change. They now know where my time flows from and where it's headed. They have my past, present, and future. The shapes of all my weaknesses and desires are in their hands. What would have been your choice under the same circumstances? Would you have chosen differently? And if so, can you say for sure that you would have? Organics. In particular, the regeneration and treatment of animals are your interests, right? Do you know about K-Corp, a wing we've been working with recently? It's an emerging one, whose nest is filled with an emerald glow. That wing might be interested in your technology. I'm sure you know that this is not a common opportunity. So did you accomplish your wish there at last, Dongrang?
마침내 소원을 이뤘어.
I found most of the stuff from Dongrang irritating like that. I still find that weird because he speaks the most normal out of any of them. Dongbek was straight up speaking in poetry before she died. That's true. That's true. I'm sorry. Like I read a lot in general. I feel like I read a lot in games. I read a lot in I read a lot of dialogue. I read a lot of Wikipedia. I just like I spend a lot of time online and I spend a lot of time reading, and this it's just weird. It's just weird to me. Like it's like I said, I don't think most of the dialogue that I've seen in this game so far has gone to the point of like Bina. It's not as bad as Bina has been, right? Like we've been through some shit in LobCorp and Library of Ruina, but this particular instance, there was definitely one typo, because that's just like it was just misspelled. That was just misspelled. But then that right after the typo, because I was, as soon as you hit a typo, it's like, all right, I'm on alert now. I'm reading your dialogue carefully. He speaks evasively and pompously, but he speaks like he's like just a little. He's like, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? The explosion of the League of Night shattered everything there was, and God damn it, I'm doing Faust's voice. The explosion of the League of Nine shattered everything there was, and everything came to a halt for me as well. To stop means to cease caring. It is a state of indifference. In other words, it no longer mattered if I was weathered and stopped. But that was when someone held me by the arm. Are you going to stand still and let T-Corp's tech agency take you away? Someone like you? Have you finally gone mad, Yi Sang? You must come with me. What could I have done other than nod? If he told me to be apprehended by the tech agency employees, I would have nodded all the same. If he told me to put all the mirror technology into a concept incinerator, I would have done so. If he told me to hide on the spot and pretend I know nothing, I would have followed it. How many of the 9 survived and ran away? I do not know. She was losing her mind though. I don't care about that. I care about having questions and Dongrang dances around it. Yeah, when your mind is getting flooded with death drugs, I guess you kind of get a pass, don't you?
제법 지쳤나 보.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
Axe kick. Explode him. Mods. Put him in the same room with Mama Otis. Gun her down speaking in poetry is cringe. It's the writer like beating you over the head with their lit degree. It doesn't hurt, it's just annoying. Right?
내가 시범을 보이지.
How many times are you gonna do this? There we go. 10 clashes. I think the first few times you see that, even up until like the first, like maybe say 50th time you see that, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's cool. But up to a certain point, I do kind of feel like they are genuinely pushing you to second monitor this game. I don't understand why you can't skip the why you can't skip the zoom in combat cutscene. It's too much. It's just too much time in combat. Mysterious figures glimmer in the window. Should we do something? Try talking. Don't skip. Hey, Yobraj. How are you doing, boo-boos? It's a beautiful name. I'm delighted to see you here. Should we do something? We're gonna try talking. All the sinners faced the window. Who wants to talk to the figures? We'll send our least favorite boy, Heathcliff, to go talk to the figures. That way, if he fails, I can chastise him. Cried with a loud choice. Oh, Lamon pain? Entertain the thought. How must I cry? When Heathcliff talked to the figures in the window, they writhed and disappeared. Then a fragment fell from the window. We took it and left the room. The selected identity lost 15 SP, and we got an ego gift. I know that. I know that. I know exactly who it is. I didn't want to use your real name. Skipping Mama Otis when she's ulting would be rude. I mean, you're not wrong, but like it does consume a large amount of the time. Like I want to do my silly voices and play the story. Don't be so sad. I don't want to use your tears to fight the flow of time. Those tears are better reserved for those who need them more dearly. Don't forget, you're a nameless star, hanging in the sky for everyone who is in suffering. With the passing of Miss Stefanette, we at K-Corp would like to take a moment to express our condolences, honoring her noble will. What's the need to be so roundabout? You know there's something you really want to say. Which one of us will be the next chief executive? Mm-hmm. Well, the nomination should be simple, right? What did each of us do, and how much did it help to contribute to the growth of this wing and its nest? Ever since Miss Stefanette began struggling to even speak due to her age, I started extracting the tears in her stead. What, having your men buy and read those gut-wrenching and heartwarming stories out loud? I saw the tear production going down too. Are you serious? But wait, this is what happens when you run your mouth rashly. You knew my temper and still decided to play with fire. She just beat the fuck out of this is what is this? Alfonso? Astolfo? Who is this person? I know this is K-Corp's current top. And they just beat a competitor to death. The board of directors won't let you get away with this. I'll make sure that you've finished before that happens. Our dear Miss Stefanette, you are so kind even after you've gone. The tears don't have to be by noble means at all. Everyone, I believe, I've found the answer. Everyone, I believe I've found the answer. To take the seat of the chief executive, there's only one simple thing to do. Ensure the prosperity of K-Corp. For the shareholders. All that's left now is for the board of directors to cast their votes. Stop them this instant! It appalls me greatly to think that one must suffer everlasting sights of despair and captivity for the many. You please won't reach them. This one did come from Yi Sang. It's a fragmented scene concerning the tears. Bobby's gonna recognize that one. That's our old Daniel Rosenblum. Who? That's our old boy's voice. In case you aren't familiar, the one singularity has saved countless lives. It was like someone fulfilled my old dream I couldn't make come true. If, say, I were in that vat, I would have gladly given up everything I had, every single thing, with no exception. So all we can do is just look at it with gratitude and respect, like looking up at the stars in my hometown. Rude ass fucking I should have thought about that before tanking Alfonso's stock returns. It's true. It's coiled up, beat it off. This is one of the bosses of all time. I'll try coiling up. That's a neat trick.
내가 시범을 보이지.
This is why I always have coffee before I start these. Before I start this stream. Is literally every single stream is kind of like this, where you just have really long drawn out combat and then really fun dialogue.
내가 시범을 보이지.
It's like, I think Library of Ruina had really long combat as well. Really involved, really in-depth combat. But in Library of Ruina, the actual turn, like once you press spacebar and started the combat, that happened, like the actual fight happened really quickly. What you spent most of your time doing was planning your turn, picking clashes, and doing some like quick mental math to make sure that you were going to win your clashes, or get as close as you possibly could to winning your clashes. I think a lot of the time spent in Library of Ruina was spent in thought about what you were going to do for the turn. Most of the time I spend in this combat is with my brain switched off, just watching them go bonk bonk ding ding ding, bonk bonk ding bonk bonk ding, ding bonk. It's definitely Library of Ruina is the superior game in an actual like core gameplay. Library of Ruina is cool, but you're not supposed to have any idea what you're doing until you get around to around mid-game. Like, I genuinely didn't know all of the mechanics that I was dealing with inside the game until I had gotten to, I think, just after Tomeri. There's a point where you encounter Tears of Hatred. It's like, or not, Queen of Hatred rather. And it's like right whenever you get to that like middle part in the game, that's when I learned the last of the mechanics, like the core gameplay mechanics. Myongest go burr. I didn't know that's what it was called. Somebody just said if you put Myo on or look at Myo's passive and for Jebra, and it's like, oh, infinity and infinity speed dice roll and +5 to all strength. Unga bunga, let's smash. The kids can't read anymore. They're too busy burning books. It's true. It's true. The Library of Ruina game taught me to burn the books. The shock centipede's body is starting to coil up into one spot. It seems electricity is gathering. As the center pointed out, sparks are flying from the center of its coiled body. It might be a good idea to stop it. Who will be able to stop it with an envy advantage? I think that would be Mama Otis. Ding, ding, ding. Otis struck at the shock centipede's carapace. Oh. A crack opened up in its hard-looking armor. Could it really have stopped the centipede? This ought to be a rare opportunity. We burn books to keep the data centers running. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, gun him down. The centipede is fucking cooked. It's over. Grilled centipede for lunch. Angela is an AI, it checks out. Why do you still have one life? You should be dead.
시범을 보이지.
He is one of the bosses of all time. It's great. He's just gonna keep going, I guess. But you have to break the other part of his body. He's got 300 some odd HP. If you ever want to show off a goofy combo, this is the guy to do it on. Oh, okay, because he just has a fuck ton of health for no reason. Is that why? He's still alive. It's giving me the the Anakin Skywalker on the lava shores of Mustafar scene. Emperor comes in. Oh, Still alive. A charred corpse with one arm and no legs. You can see why his health is locked at 1. Yeah. I can see why his health is locked at 1. Is this a reading problem? This is a thing because I didn't read. It wouldn't be the first time. His body is almost broken. This is destructible. I think we have to break. We're gonna break everything first.
내가 시범을 보이지.
Before I read anything, I'm gonna click the button one more time just to make sure that I don't have to read anything. And I was right. I didn't need to read. I just needed to unga bunga some more. Nailed it. Now we're on the 3rd floor. Is this the last floor? I hope it is.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라. 아주 긴 침묵이.
An overlong silence shrouded the passage of time. All my time during it was a mere adjunct. In the square, wholly painted white, only 2 visitors came to see me. To supplement, one visited in the square within the square, and the other visited in the square within the square within the square. Oh my gee golly goodness. You're free to do your research here. The mirror you seemed to love so dearly. Don't forget to eat your meals and supplements every day. There was no one left to gaze at the mirror and enjoy its sight, and it ceased to be a tool of amusement. Yet I still held on to it for a reason. You wouldn't talk to even Gubo these days. You've been grasping at the mirror all day long. He just stared at you back before leaving. The expression on his face wasn't good. It concerns me not. I would much rather face you and talk to you. When I turned away, I'd like you to do the same. Yi Sang, Gubo genuinely cares about you. You know that, right? I'm pretty sure you're the biggest reason he decided to join the league before it fell apart. That is untrue. The one Gubo cares for the most would be himself. He simply happened to chance upon me while looking for things to make him stand out. Then, let him do that. You can be under the limelight as long as you're standing next to him. Right now, N-Corp's director has been trying to form a new League of 9 with you, Gubo, and Asia. I cannot bring myself to call that organization a league when its roots are entirely different. It has simply borrowed the name that will have to be returned one day. How go the affairs in the world outside? With your wings, you can be anywhere you'd like. The outside, it's the same, tiring stuff. The world always flows along with the same current. Isn't that the truth? The League used to be bound with such strong solidarity, but now it has been disbanded. There's no point in feeling joy or despair over every passing moment. So I want you to stay here with me. Be someone I can talk with. Shouldn't you... shut up. Shouldn't Yi Sang have a northern accent? No. What is we're gonna do is Boston? You gotta get in the mirror. Honestly, I don't even know. Oh, Sang Yi, not Yi Sang, because there's like upside down Yi Sang. I don't want to do that. Imagine reading. Imagine. I don't want to read that. Original character, Donut Steel. Take me to court over it. Imagine imagining the imagining. You gotta read it backwards when you speak for Sang Yi. I'm not doing that, Meat Muncher. There's a 0% chance I start reading backwards. Can go through life calling everyone that guy. How about that bitch? Read Sang Yi lines upside down. Fuck you, pay me. I would do it for a Scooby snack. Stab him. Stab him real good. I can't believe Ryoshu died. It was one of those things where she's like attacking and it looks like she's winning. I see her number is higher than the other team's number, but she dies anyway. Oh, she's popping off. She died of cringe. That makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. You can see this dungeon. Fuck this dungeon. This dungeon is making me go in circles all over the place. It's so annoying. The space twists. At the same time, a familiar cry is heard from behind. It somehow bears a resemblance to the cry of an abnormality we reduced to an egg earlier. Start running! 13 sinners haphazardly rushed down the path. In there! That looks like a dead end! The sinners seemed scared. Did we go in there? Run. We keep running down the closed street. We'll get hit by that thing if we keep up. The bull will only grow faster with the chase as the chase goes on. The unease is palpable. What should we do? Keep running. Keep running. Keep running. A sinner muttered a peculiar remark. Huh? Just then, the wall ahead of us morphed into a wide area. What will we do now? Run. Begin a combat encounter to gain an ego gift. Don't run. Gain an ego gift. The abnormality passed through us and disappeared into the unknown. We found a blue fluid in its trail. All allies healed, and we get a thing, and I didn't have to do a fight. Pog, we skipped a fight! New technology. We've unlocked new technology. We can skip fights. Only this one, though. All the other ones we have to do. What did that fellow named Gubo want to do with the mirror, I wonder? What exactly N-Corp wish to do? I do not know in detail. I didn't bother to ask. However, how do you like it here? Is it comfortable enough? Are you keeping yourself fed? Like I said, ma'am, he is a reticent man. Do you know of a way to destroy all the worlds and the myriad possibilities they represent in the mirror and the glass window? Of course you'd say no. I'm telling you what to study. Even if you say you don't want to, I have plenty of other ways. But I thought I should have the courtesy to politely ask you first, for your friend's sake. Let's keep this as a little secret between the three of us, shall we? And the two, still reluctant to join the league? Asiya didn't seem to care either way, but these two are being tricky. There's no need for concern. They'll make up their minds soon. The new league formed here will be more powerful than ever. It's backed by none other than Miss Herman. Herma. What is the problem? Are you hesitant to take the offer without Dong Rang and Dong Baek to accompany you? Are you uncomfortable? Are you hesitant to take the offer without two Dongs being on either side of you? Do you really not see that I can only set my mind at ease once you make your stance clear? My mind has not been changed from before. Destruction of the mirror worlds, huh? Gubo and Herman seem pretty serious about it. You would be right. Once they have set their mind on it, it will undoubtedly be done. And I would end up aiding them in his purpose. However, I do not wish for you to perish as a result. You must fly away and leave before Gubo destroys you as well. What about you? Is it not abundantly clear? There is nothing I am capable of. Unlike you, I have no wings to fly with. I have no complaints. If I mutely follow whatever they demand, they will at least let me be. As I have said, all that I have left is you outside the mirror. When you've suffered a loss, shouldn't you consider filling the void back up with new things? What a peculiar question. This is all that is of my world. This is all that is of my world. So how will I be able to fill it anew? Wait, what? Gotta ask yourself, do you want to be the girl that poops or the bitch that shits? Why can't I be both? Can I be the girl that poops sometimes and then the bitch that shits sometimes? Why do I have to be one or the other? After that, you wouldn't show up before me for a time. A question occurred to me at times. I was the one who said this was all that I had, so why did you make such a devastated expression as though you lost everything? It sounds like the Yi Sang in the mirror wanted to keep him in this space, telling him that it's not safe outside, so he should stay inside. But why would he do such a... We're here to seize the technology created by the League of Nine, an unauthorized organization with illicit activities. Present your clocks and identify yourselves in detail. Did the tech agency staff follow him all the way here? It's implausible for employees of T-Corp's tech agencies to chase him into N-Corp, which suggests this is a foreign substance attempting to breach into the fathoms of ego. Merceau is here to tell me that it's fight time. With new enemy types. Can't be both Yi Sang and Sang Yi at the same time. Can you be the poop that shits? Oh. I love toilet humor. It's fun. I think to cap off my Project Moon experience, when I finish this, I'm gonna see if my partner has any interest in going to South Korea for a brief visit. I'll see if I can go to that restaurant if it's still open, if it's still available. Bang bang pang pang or whatever. Ping pang bing bong. Jang pang. A flowering tree stands in the middle of the plain. Nor the flowering trees by. The flowering tree said, with flowers only in earnest. Much like how things are flowering, 'tis known as in earnest. Why are there no spaces? What will you do? Approach the flower. All allies lost 10 SP. Yi Sang lost 15 SP. Pog. Shouldn't have approached the flower. You returned to me after some time and spoke strange things. Thank you, boo-boos. Thank you, love. Yi Sang, when Gubo comes back with that blue supplement, keep it stored instead of swallowing it right away. After around 3 days of doing so, you'll start seeing things you couldn't before. When that day comes, you will have two options. The first is to chew up all the supplements you've gathered. It will put you into a deep sleep, but when you wake, everything will return to normalcy. You'll spend your days wholly dedicated to the mirror technology like this, chatting with me from time to time. Status quo will be preserved. The second is to leave this place. I lack the wings to do so. How will I accomplish that? A chicken may not be able to fly, but that doesn't stop it from flapping its wings. It struggles endlessly. You perplex me. At this point in time, where must I even go? I have neither a hometown nor an equator to return to. Be straightforward. If there is no hometown, you can walk ceaselessly until your feet decide to stop, and make that your new home. I followed your words and avoided taking the blue supplements. Once I stopped taking the supplements, what had only been a blur carved a clear image onto my retina for the first time. The room I was in was not a closet. It had always been open, and I had the freedom to go anywhere. Walking through the long and narrow hallway, I saw how my mirror was being used. Then a sudden wave of lassitude began to surge. If I took the supplements and fell asleep, everything would have stayed all right. And I wished to believe that there must have been a misunderstanding between Gubo and me. Alas, I stepped outside of the white square and kept walking. Get drugged, bozo? Like, I gotta ask myself, like, I have to ask the question, like, why is this fight, why does this fight even exist? If we just delete it, right? Like, if we just get in here and we just kill them after clicking the skip button twice, like, why does this exist? It's probably just, like, whenever this canto was brand new, it must have been oh my god. Meat muncher. Are you fetish posting? We only got to see the back shot. He should have done that Tarantino thing, like in Kill Bill, where he like takes the 1 foot and has the 1 foot get positioned up like this. Was it Uma Thurman was like, yeah, he was being weird. It weirded me out. I can't remember. Somebody mentioned he was being weird about feet. I think there are like 3 or 4 times in that movie where you specifically like the camera is 100% focused on Uma Thurman's feet. The 30 Pekatula fights are integral for story progression. Ah, now that you say that, I understand. I will cease all complaining. It's a metaphor for something. It's like a metaphor for the drudgery of life or something like that. Or like they're like, you're the sinner. You were the sinner all along, and it's your penance. But intentionally putting yourself through suffering in this economy? I just said buy the dip. Are you joking me? Oh my god. It's a metaphor to how gooning to Yi Sang Tootsies is sinful. Does the Christian Bible say anything about gooning? I mean, like, not to obsess over the pleasures of the flesh and all that stuff does exist, but like, is foot fetishizing or fetishization of something like bad according to the Bible? I know lust. Yeah, I guess that is lust, isn't it? It's one of those deadly sins. Well, lock me up. Lock me up, throw away the key. It's one of those things like, you know, if, it's one of like the great cosmic jokes of the whole like concept of a creator, but not just like a deist kind of creator that, you know, just exists and just accidentally pooped out life and doesn't give a shit or doesn't follow you or watch you or anything, but like the concept of like a all-knowing, all-seeing, judging being that set a bunch of arbitrary rules for you, but also handcrafted you to exist in the world. And like specifically for people who were assigned male at birth to have like their pleasure button up inside their ass, and to be like, doing anything with butt stuff is a sin, and it's a one-way ticket to hell, baby. And it's like, why would you do that? Why would you put the feel-good button in the ass and then make ass sex illegal? It just never made sense to me. He judges your H folder, and if it's trash, you can send straight to super hell. STD prevention? Gooning is gooning. I think gooning is STD prevention. I read something. It was I don't know, some kind of a post on Twitter the other day that was like, is it gooning if you're like having sex with, you know, and it continued to go on, and I'm like, wait, can you? No, you can't. Like, that's definitionally, like, you can't goon like having sex with another person. That's like edging, right? That's a different thing. I think gooning was just spending the whole day in like your jizz cave and just like not going anywhere, spending the whole time locked up. No, the anal sex. I'm imagining that's why they wrote it at the time. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, the clap or whatever. Sure, you can. Isn't that what Mormons do? I thought the LDS folks do that thing. They do soaking, right?
와일드 헌트야.
We're talking about loopholes. Gooning, I think lust. You know what? I'll be honest. I think Meat Muncher started this by talking about Yi Sang's feet. Have you decided to leave my foolish companion? Have you decided to leave my foolish companion? They were words not meant to persuade me, but merely to pounce at me. Although they did not hurt, they may have left a mark. You have nowhere to return to, and you're dragging that tottering body along? Do you truly believe you'll find a place to call home, wherever you might go? Enjoy your rest, then. I'll return once twilight arrives. With that, I parted from Gubo, who was my last remaining compatriot. I was thoroughly isolated. That's right. Oops. That's right. With this, we all ended up alone. Only then, at long last, my turn had come. Is this the part where Mr. Dongrang hands the glass technology over to K-Corp? We were in the League's shoes, if only for a while, so we know what's been going on. But I must say it's a bit disheartening to hear you call them children's playthings. You won't be saying that once you learn that animals feel pain exactly like we do. Dongrang, don't make clumsy attempts unless you're planning to save everyone in the city. If I thought this measly technology had what it takes to give every single person the help they needed, I would have given my all for it. But you think that'll change anything? The world will still be a terrible mess. It was perfectly fine to be hurt. I didn't have to strain my body and heart trying to cure things. I was so stupid, wasn't I? Then you should have braced for it. Have the guts to bite your tongue off and die if you couldn't stand to survive alone in the hometown. Yep, looks like Dongrang's... ... I made the assumption earlier that Dongrang gave the mirror technology ahead of time. And that like he gave the mirror technology over ahead of time, and that's when they had the bullets. Like... in great supply. Why the surprise? You must have heard stories about our wing's singularity. Looking at it as in person felt different as all. I don't think I would have come all the way here. Yeah, most have similar reactions. So, can you remind me of what you can do? To start with an explanation of the technology I invented. My expectations are particularly high since I heard you were a member of the League of Nine. That young G person is still missing, is that right? Yes, he is. Well, it's a shame about the League disbanding, but it's fortunate we managed to recruit one of them. The League of Nine always serves as a plentiful shade, doesn't it? Then and now. By the way, this reminds me of a thing that would cry at me like this in the past. This reminds me of a thing that would cry at me like this in the past. Dongrang? Oh, I mean, the reason I've come here is... motherfucker's name Alfonso. Yeah, or Astolfo, or Alphonse. The thing that used to cry at Dongrang. He must mean the yellow calf. What are you doing now? The League of Nine is disbanded and the play is over. You're not Yurang anymore. You're right, I guess. I got too immersed and I felt like I was one of your companions for a second. You said you fulfilled your wish, but it didn't seem that way to me, no matter which way I looked at it. Did you feel the same when you saved that calf? Will you watch your words? I didn't save the calf expecting a reward. You think we don't know that? You saved a poor creature right before it got crushed to death because you felt like it. I remember we took turns feeding it milk. I believed that it would be okay to save lives without a price back then. I guess it just wasn't... I guess it wasn't just my work that burned away in the incinerator that day. My mind's garden I've been tending to burnt down with it. Taking a backward glance at our trails, all of us have been suffering great losses, failing to see what needed to be done. Allow me to apologize for casting only slantwise glances. We were all falling into ruin at the same time, and you were no different. I did not realize it then. I wonder, do you think the cow is peacefully grazing grass somewhere right now? I'm sure of it. He'll be waiting for you, even if you won't go back. I don't think it'll recognize me. I've changed too much from who I was in the past. Yeah, you're right. All the trophies and awards on my desk praising my excellence are empty husks. Although they dazzle gloriously, they're empty inside. They're husks. That's what a husk is. I couldn't have ever gotten if I weren't a member of the League. That's why I liked photographs. They contain my image in all its honesty. For however long, when I look up at the sky, I can't see a thing. It's like I'm under a giant shadow. Who is Mr. Dongrang talking to? This time, it doesn't seem to be me. I might know what is about to transpire. That man is heading towards distortion.
Certainly, and the distortion might not be the terminus, but rather a step in the process.
Faust is straight up telling us like, hey, by the way, it's not over after you beat this. Then is there a way we can help?
To stop him from going astray in this space, where mental images take physical form, as we do, he will naturally come to accept what lies ahead in his path. That is how we can help him.
Is Shrek the CEO of K-Corp? Might as well be. Is this you? This is you now, Dongrang? Big Dong evolved into an even bigger Dong. Well, he's a quadruped now, so that's a thing. I can't see any arms, but he might have arms underneath of that dress. This dungeon is long as fuck. This has to be the longest dungeon in the series that we've run into yet. He's saying the horses here. Speaking of, never mind. I wonder if the symbolism of the story would make any sense if you read the source novel. Maybe. I'm sure everything the devs wrote would make slightly more sense if I read the source material. It would probably be like I don't know, Scary Movie. Y'all have seen Scary Movie, right? At least one of them at some point, right? Scary Movie isn't a movie, right? It's a reference. It's all a reference, right? I feel like this would probably have the same kind of vibe to it, where if you read all of the source material and then you went and played this, you would probably be like, it's like watching Scary Movie. Be like, oh yeah, that's a reference to this thing. Oh, that's a reference to this thing. You would just get more of the references.
내가 시범을 보이지.
Limbus is a lot more comprehensible, even if you've never read any book. Scary Movie has no plot. Like I said, Scary Movie has a plot, and the plot is it's a reference. I'm not saying that these are that it's a one-to-one comparison. I'm simply saying that like if you read all of the source material, you would get all of the references. Sure, this has like an actual story and an actual flow and a direction that they're generally taking it. It's like I said, not a one-to-one comparison, but it's like I stand by pointing out that there would be it would be like a situation where you're watching a Scary Movie and you just get all the references. It's not a great comparison simply because like Scary Movie is like the plot is basically non-existent. It's there, but basically non-existent. Scary Movie they got a bajillion movies. I never watched any of the other Scary Movies. I only watched the very first one. It was enough. So I guess I wasn't supposed to hit it during that last encounter. Okay, and that's a clash. We're clashing with all of them. This is one-sided. So let's go over here. Do all of our one-sided attacks on the new ads that just spawned. Scary Movie has like 5 minutes worth of good shit in the 100 movies they made. Yeah, the joke, that's the one, was the second one written by the same people. I thought the first one was funny. I don't know. Was it a good movie? No. But I thought it was funny. For what it was, for sure. We need to do the unopposed ones and have the unopposed ones attack. Maybe we do need to like triple up on the fruit of vanity just to kill them one by one to make sure that they go down. I thought Gregor's Canto was good. I never read Metamorphosis. I don't think I need to. I think Scary Movie was like is like a kind of time capsule into the comedy of the time.
계속해봐라. 이 폭풍이 잦아들 때까지.
Oh, great. These things don't fucking die. Gonna make me fucking read. No skill, no summary, no passives. Passives. While this unit is president of the United States, Dongrang gains 1 protection and 1 attack power up at the start of each turn. While this unit has earnest accomplishment, the following effects apply. Can only be defeated with Dongrang's attacks. If a sinner drops this unit's HP to 1, the sinner heals HP and this unit gains empty honor. If Dongrang defeats this unit, Dongrang heals HP and powers up next turn. While this unit has empty honor, the following effects apply. Can only be defeated with Dongrang's attacks. If Dongrang defeats this unit, Dongrang loses HP, gains emptiness. Wait a second. While this unit has earnest accomplishment, can only be defeated by Dongrang's attacks. If Dongrang defeats this unit, Dongrang heals HP and powers up next turn. That's during earnest accomplishments. But when it has empty honor, which it currently has, we need to let him kill it. Okay. Now we need to let him kill it. Yeah? That's the one that is gonna kill it. And then we need to go in and beat his ass on the other ones. And he's attacking at a 1. Can we get this thing down to 1 HP? In a single turn. This one's at 60. Maybe what we do is we cancel these 2. Let's see. Is he doing any of the attacks up at the top? No, he's not. He's doing 1 down here. That one's at 79. I think we'll try to target that one then. These 2. And we'll have all of these unopposed attacks come in here. Let's just real quick check the stats. It's bonus damage from blunt and red. Blunt and red. Doesn't really matter. Welcome to the point of the game where reading is somewhat necessary. Yeah, I've noticed that. Kick his ass, Mama Otis. Hog. So he should have lost power, but he didn't lose power for that. And I don't understand why. So now he gets +6. Attack skill, final power +6 for this turn. That's fucking annoying. I don't understand. I don't understand. Why? And we're struggling. Okay, we're gonna turn off win rate. We're gonna have Mama Otis clash with this dumbass. Who else? Who else? His power up outscaled power down. That's ridiculous. That's insane. Insano style ridiculous. Is his power up calculated here, or are we about to get like poot smashed? He healed from that last one, which is aggravating. Hopeless and hopeless. How about now? Struggling. That's not good. You're not supposed to struggle with your ego. Alright, let's try with Heathcliff's old ego. Alright, we're dominating there with Heathcliff then, so let's have everybody else go in there and attack. And hopefully that'll take care of it. Oh, his ego is a positive coin? Okay, so that means that he doesn't get the benefit of the ID, which really likes negative coins. Fuck him up, Mama Otis. Kick his ass.
그 자식은 아직 살아 있을 거야.
Total 19 damage, ultimate attack. Alright, so now we can do Mama Otis over here. And we're still gonna clash over here as well. We're gonna do a power counter. And then we'll have all of the extra attacks go down on the bottom one. Maybe it doesn't trigger... maybe it doesn't trigger the passive change until after you've knocked it down past 1 HP. That's probably what happens. Doulahan switch. Big Dong demands you read his passives. Big Dong, don't make me read. Alright, so now he only has +1 to final power, so he should be cooked. So I think what I can do is have everybody... These are all the same? Yeah, these are all body. I think we could just have everybody attack the same thing. And then just have Mama Otis be the one who actually opposes him. And then everybody else can just do one-sided attacks. Time to roll it immediately when it comes out. We'll see. I don't know. Apparently I've had pretty decent luck on my ID rolls, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, Mama Otis, she's popping off, doing the Lord's work. Oh, he's staggered. That's why. I was like, wait, why is he not? Why didn't he kill the thing? Poor Dong Ray. Stunned his ass. Total 0 damage, Pog. Hey, his eyeball's out. Alright, he's doing an AoE now. God damn it. Can't make me fucking read. It's all burned up. Inflict 2 fragile, 5 rupture, and 5 bleed. Heal by 10% of the damage dealt. And on hit, inflict 5 fragile. Targets a random unit. Okay. Resentful tree. Now these are different trees. Let's check your passives. This unit that defeated this unit heals 5% of max HP and gains 1 haste and attack power up next turn. Okay. Can I force his AoE to clash with a single person? And we're dominating Pog. But that doesn't protect anybody else on their team, I guess. So if I clash here, he'll do an AoE and still hit all of the other things. That's what's happening. And we're dominating there as well. That's a struggle. That's favored. That's neutral. That's a struggle. And that's a struggle. So let's do this one because it's favored. Death to the big dong. If you win the clash, it cancels the whole attack. Pog. Well, we should win the clash then. 28. I think that beats 23.
믿지 않았군. 나는 분명 가위를 내겠다고 했을 텐데.
It was a cool looking attack, but it's funny to me that it did less damage than her basic attacks. Okay, so no AoE attack this time. Win rate? No, we don't want to do win rate because that's causing you guys to be stupid. And we're dominating there and dominating there. Okay, so we can just... I guess everybody's dominating. If we all dominate, then everything's fine. That ego is mostly used for healing and ego resource generation, on top of it being a Zane. Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't have a lot of options in the ego department. I kind of just choose whatever is available. We did it, but we know that's not the end of it. So we proceed. Purple ego goes on the purple woman. That's what I did. I did that thing. Yi Sang skills gain +2 final power. Skip, 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 skip. Where... Where am I supposed to go? Okay, I see it now. Upon entry, you will no longer be able to travel to other nodes in the dungeon. Yi Sang will fully heal HP and their SPs reset to 0. Are you sure you want to proceed? Sure. K-Corp Laboratory. And we get 7. 1 and 2. I think 1 and 2 are the most important in this particular encounter. Joop, 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 joop. I like, she's been nailing her clashes. I really like her skills. She's been doing a good job. Very, very decent damage. But I also like Ryoshu, who also does pretty high damage. Maybe we actually just kind of go with like the whole team. And then we have to bring Yi Sang. Yeah, we're gonna go with this.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라. 그렇구나.
So, it comes down to this. I'll probably die soon. In such a peaceful place. What? You're right. It doesn't recognize me. I may be filled with husks right now, but I know. I'm almost there. Soon, I'll make my own technology to fill myself up. I'll gather a team again, hire another secretary. There'll be a lot to do. So I don't think I'll need you anymore. Alright. I wonder how long will you keep me waiting? Sorry for the delay. I was reminded of something I left in my hometown. But I've realized that now is the time to be thinking about what I'll gain from now on instead of what I left behind. Anyone can have a moment of foolishness. Right, so, you know about a way to generate an endless stream of tears, do you? To reach a certain quota, people are tortured, then cured using the tears, then tortured again. It's such a waste to keep spending a portion of tears on that. True. So we're importing footage from a variety of wings and backstreet syndicates as a substitute. They're asking a higher and higher prices for the audiovisual feed, aren't they? Other factions are starting to notice that we're in evident need of it, albeit faintly, even if they don't know what exactly it's used for in K-Corp. Could you please break a finger now? See? Your subordinate tied to this chair seems to have lost it. I shouldn't close my eyes. Miss Carmen, I believe that's not exactly the case. The path hasn't ended, and I finally see clearly where I must go. Dong Rang, after coming such a long way around, have you at last returned to this path? When I look into the eye, I don't feel the sympathy I used to feel anymore. Instead, do you see that? A pale imitation of the League's renowned glass window, made by leeching off of it. It's now become the flag that raised the esteem of K-Corp's singularity high. Yes, I can see it well. Brother Youngji has left. Dongbek has returned to the bed of flowers. All that's left is a parasitic mutation of Youngji's my shoddy copy of the glass, which didn't manage to be anything. What use is technology that can't change the world? So I want you to stop caring like I have. Let it cry for our agony and sorrow in our stead. What? He doesn't make any sense. He like at the end of the day, his motivation is like heavily flawed. Oh, he lost his quadrupedal thing. Effloresced ego farm watch. Bigger dong has evolved into a smaller dong. Oh, these guys are actually doing an attack now. Okay, that sucks. Well, I'm not wasting any attacks. It's just, like, I don't have enough attacks to cover. We've got 6 sinners, and we have 8 attacks coming in. So we're gonna have to delete one of these guys as soon as possible. He has horns now, he's a horny dog.
직접 밝혀주마.
내 뒤.
My god, that's what the sound effects cut in half. What's the... Okay, it's not muted. Okay, I was trying to like tone down the dinging and the slashing because the music is fun. Funny how overall Yi Sang almost looks southern. It's true. Didn't he explain his motivation when he was murdering Dongbek? He wants to move technology forward no matter the cost. Yeah, I know, but like, it's just... I mean, how else should I put it? Like, he's being a cringe baby bitch about it, and I don't like it. That's all, you know? Basically, Dongrang distorted due to looking back, and then he's actually like, actually, hold on a minute, screw the past, I could just keep walking into the future, then gain ego. He doesn't feel like a character. Putty, I know you hate him. We know you hate him. I mean, I think he seems like a character. He just doesn't seem like a particularly compelling character. He's one of those characters that he's like, he wants to be like, I'm morally a good boy.
직접 밝혀주마.
You can see, right? Can't you see how good of a boy I am? I'm just doing this for the people. You know, I'm a good boy. But in actuality, he's not a good boy. He's just another piece of shit. He's in Canto 4, cut him some slack. See, that's the kind of attitude we need. He's in Canto 4, cut him some slack. Give him a break, would ya? What does this do? Seeds. Turn end. At 5 count, gain nutrient drain for 2 turns. At less than 5 count, reduce count by 1. Okay. Now we're clashing across the board now, so I don't have to worry about it so much anymore. We're just auto battler him. Alfonso's way funnier because she does not give a single fuck about morality. That's true. You can kind of pick that up from your very first introduction to her being on the screen, her murdering somebody for even mildly suggesting she do the things that she do. They're all cardboard cutouts, Putty. They're all just drawings. I don't like him as a character, but I can understand how it's one of those situations where you have a person who has like good intentions and like very like naive about the world and doesn't quite fucking get it, and goes forward with the assumption that he can do good in the world, like do good in a bad world, and betrays his friends because he thinks he can do more good by betraying them. And then, you know, but he fucked up. Dongrang no longer feels pity for test subjects, even if his technology isn't recognized. Even when he thinks of the yellow calf in his hometown, he isn't sad anymore. The past is all useless. I'll burn it all. And Yi Sang, I'd like you gone as well. Dongrang begins to rush at Yi Sang. Stand in his way? Okay. Envy, gloom, and gluttony advantage. Mama Otis, take the wheel. Ding, 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 win. Otis managed to block Dongrang's attack. You being a nuisance, Dongrang muttered as his weapon bounced off beneath his bitter chuckle was a cold fury. I was gonna say beneath his bitter cuckold was a cold fury. You're being a nuisance. Otis gains 1 attack power up. Ego Farm Watch gains 2 fragile. Get wrecked, bozo. That's the last person in the world who needs an attack up boost, but let's go. I don't need this guy. I mean, like, I can like wrap my head around him, and I can generally like understand how he's supposed to function as a character and stuff. But like, I don't know. He's kind of whatever. I hard agree with Necro on this point. Like, Alfonso is much more interesting of a character because, you know, somebody who's not delusional in their motivations, somebody who's just like committing really hard to the bit of like, we need to take the corporation as far as it can go and advance as far as we possibly can. God damn the costs. I think is more interesting as a villain. But this wishy-washy bullshit where it's like, I'm a good person. Wait a second, I'm not a good person. Wait a second, it doesn't matter if I'm a good person or not. It's like, I don't know. Too bad he's based on a famous Korean trader, so no Farm Watch ID. Oh, is he? It's because I can buy that Alfonso got to where she did, how Dongrang got this far without realizing he's a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, he's not a compelling bad guy. I don't feel bad killing him, but I also like, I'm kind of like indifferent. I guess that's probably worse than anything else, right? Like just being indifferent to your enemy. Just like, he's whatever.
그 오물을 떼어내주지.
You just like that his name is Dong Rang? Ding ding ding.
내가 시범을 보이지.
I'll say this, I like him better than Heathcliff. You could take that to the bank. Holy shit, we've got people wrapped up in vines. I hate it here. Why is Otis wrapped up in vines? Where is Otis wrapped up in vines? She's not even visible. Nutrient drain. Dongrang heals for 10. Dongrang gains 1 damage up in protection. Otis, I would love a combat log. Yeah, that was intentional. I hate this. I hate this shit. Sanity, passives. When HP is brought to 85, time of harvest lose. If time of harvest loses in a clash, lose 5 SP. I read seeds. Is he hitting me with a like automatically at the start of the turn? Because I was winning clashes is supposed to be enough from everything that I read. Is he using something that heads hit, inflict, bind, and paralyze? Okay. But on hit, inflict seeds. As long as you beat out as long as you win your clash, you're not supposed to get hit with seeds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Putty. Is I think you're singing my tune here. Like this it's not about reading. It's about like shifting through really quickly and figuring out what the fuck he just did that caused some goofy goober bullshit to tick off. It also annoys me that I don't know where Otis is and that he took effectively 4 of my turns away by taking 3 people. I don't know. That's annoying. It must have been something that happened last turn that I wasn't paying attention to. It's not my fault. The game has trained me to skip. It is genuinely, it's not, I refuse to take acceptance, I refuse to accept responsibility for the fact that the game has trained me to play it the way that it has trained me to play it. That's all there is to it. The game has encouraged me to be this way. I can't help it.
발검. 차단. 내 뒤로.
계속해봐라. 이 폭풍이 잦아들 때까지.
But that's not good. So Otis is out, but she's staggered. We only have 2 turns. We ate one of the seed attacks. This is 3 total seeds. That's 3 total seeds. This is 3 seeds and 3 seeds. So we can eat these 2 attacks in the back, and then absorb these 2 attacks in the front, and then hopefully our boys will be out next turn.
기꺼이.
Yeah, I read that it's like a status effect that is inside. I read the seed thing. I know about the seed thing, but he should not have been able to apply any seeds to me because I was winning all of the clashes. So I don't know, like I spent an entire turn winning all of my clashes, and then whenever I see the next turn, everybody's staggered. And I'm like, okay. I've decided to erase all of the past. In other words, I will have no business left with you once Yi Sang is gone. Dongrang frowned, seeming quite displeased. And yet, why do you keep interrupting? Dongrang seems to be preparing for a powerful attack. Maybe this gap could be exploited. Stand in his way. Wrath advantage. Will you stop Dongrang? Nailed it. Drove their weapon into Dongrang while his focus was elsewhere. It looks like the attack was successful. The move Dongrang was preparing didn't come through. I see where you stand. Then I'll just get rid of you. All along with Yi Sang and his deal. All allies gain protection.
사냥을
This
위해서
dumb bitch gets something else. Okay, so I think maybe it's the trees coming through we're getting attacks off or something. Neutral. Well, we can't have that. We need it to be dominating.
Genius, perfect job. Isn't that enough? Isn't that enough? Again and again, you lock me down. I lock me down. You take me to the ground.
I'm just seeing who has the highest chance of stopping this. Okay, it looks like everybody except for Sinclair is neutral. Sinclair would be favored in this case, but just barely, so we're just gonna have to hope. Wait, Sinclair has a very low chance of successfully pulling off an attack because of his ID, right? And he's got minus. Okay, so I think it needs to not be Sinclair. I don't want to fuck myself because I didn't pay attention to that. Maybe this is enough. It's neutral, which I don't love. 25. Was anybody? Nobody else was favored? I think he might have been the only one who was favored. Heathcliff got a bonus. I wonder if that's mixed into the calculation. Have you tried corrupting? Yeah, I don't really like. I understand like that. There's the they did show me like very briefly, in a kind of silly way, that there is a way to do that, to corrupt yourself, but that it's not. I don't know how I should say it exactly, but it's not. It didn't seem to me to be something I should be aspiring to do, with the exception of special circumstances. In some special circumstances, it's something you should do, but otherwise it didn't seem like something that I should be trying to do. Base egos cannot corrode. Are you sure? The baby bitch tutorial that Nerd Faust broke down for me showed me that it could. We're gonna just let Mama Otis take the wheel. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let Mama Otis take the wheel and pray.
차단. 장부를 펼칠
Nope.
것도 없겠군.
Nope.
이제 갖고 놀기.
Nailed it.
회풍.
I think that means we win. We just needed him to flip tails like once. Ryoshi's base ego is forest for the flames, not fourth match flame. Oh, they gave you a special ego just for the tutorial just to confuse me? Jesus Christ. Why does that not surprise me? Why does that not surprise me at all? Alright. Whatever, I guess. God damn, Yoshu just did 270 damage. Go girl. God damn. I'm not sure I've ever seen that ID do that much damage before. That was awesome.
불길 속으로.
It's because Faust really wanted to nuke those poor people. Perfect.
내 뒤로.
Wasn't it a bunch of random bozos too? I feel like she's just like, pull over, there's homeless on the side of the streets. Let's drop a tactical thermonuclear device, aka Ryoshu, on top of them and feed them to Mephistopheles. The power of actually hitting the fatal weakness of the enemy. Everything is weak to a thermonuclear device. They should have thought about it before being poor. The tutorial points out that you're being given a special ego. I read every single tutorial and I've got to say it's too much. And I think I did say at the time, it's too much. It's too much all at once. They over-tutorialized really unimportant things. I did it on stream, I read every single bit on stream, and they could have probably put in big flashing letters that we're gonna give you something special for this one particular moment, but like when you say, I'm gonna give you something that it's gonna take you anywhere between 1 hour to 100 hours of gameplay to unlock, so please pay attention, I'm going to tune you out, because you're talking about something that has no bearing whatsoever on my life for the next potentially 100 hours of gameplay. You hope Faust's Canto is 9 hours of tutorializing the game. That would actually be really funny. I feel like they should play into it a bit more. Why is he at 1 HP again? You guys doing this shit again? Just let him die.
안에 갇혀 죽어라.
This dumb bozo. I really shouldn't be wasting my time like this. You are telling me. Coming to a sudden realization, Dongrang stopped in place, and he looked at the ceiling as though he was looking up at the stars in the sky. At this very moment, I'm losing out. For each second it spends without crying. The opportunities and time to change the world are scattering. Dongrang then glared with bloodshot eyes. Yi Sang, it's you. You're the only one who needs to go for this to be over. The opportunities and time to change. Okay, yep. Stand in his way. Again. Proceed. Let's go skip. Let's go. Yi Sang walked ahead. I must insist that I mark the end for Dongrang, for that would be most ideal. Oh, he said the word. He said the word. Sloth advantage. Yi Sang is the only one who's allowed to do it. So ding ding. I plead you. End this now, Dongrang. How can I? In the end, someone has to cry tears, isn't that right? Dongrang pulled the weapon lodged into himself deeper inside. Let's end it this way, Yi Sang. Dongrang has been confronted. Okay. Stab him. Though I was certain that I had left, it would appear that I am still inside that white square. At this point, all things have been reduced to mere dots to me, utterly incapable of stimulation or inspiration. While I follow this meaningless walk, wandering my whole life, we're only chickens whose wings are clipped perpetually. Mr. Yi Sang seems to be in a bad spot. Dante, even though I only delivered Young Ji's words with my tongue, it does give me a thought. Maybe these letters that Yi Sang wrote weren't just meant for the Yi Sang in the mirror alone. To all people he had ties with in the past, those he knew in the present, and those he might meet in the future. You mean including us? I'm thinking that he might have been calling for help all along. Yi Sang, what was on your mind just before you left Antwerp? When I parted with Ubo, the stars lost their shine and let darkness fill the air, and I felt as though I were crippled. Yet, I thought that there may be a place that would allow me to live on, even if I had no wings and my legs limp. The thread of hope couldn't be thinner, but I held on to the faintest possibility. When we, or at least I, saw your mirror, I thought I was seeing what we didn't have. That's why they seemed so far, and that's why I could only look. It's why I had to settle for this reality, like how I dreamed of stars as I watched fireworks. But the mirror, what it shows are possibilities. So, do you see what I'm getting at? You don't have to envy the mirrored images. What you saw were the possibilities you held. You've had them all along. The wings to make your possibility a reality. That's what I wanted to tell you. Yi Sang, the first sinner. I've been waiting for you. Oh, sorry, that's Faust, isn't it?
If you join Limbus Company, I promise that we'll help you recover your torn and broken wings. And, well, I do not possess the talent to pick up shattered pieces. However, those sparkling eyes, they were not feigned. Our torturous path will circle around misery. What we thought were bonds will inevitably be lost, and precious things will shatter into shards that stab your soft heart. I'm well aware. It is for that reason that all things would have no more worth than futile ephemerality. Yi Sang, why did you make the mirror? I never made technology to hold any value in them. I know well enough that I have no way to return to the past. Simply, that mirror you're holding, it's what I call Yonsim, huh? To grind, to study, or to say it's that grind set mindset. This is a product of grinding something, scraping even the mind to polish it. I see. I suppose all versions of Yi Sang were dedicated to research. I thought that I had lost my wings, that I couldn't have them. I thought I had been clinging to research, pathetically stroking the joints. He's stroking where wings used to be. But I believe I now know the mirror's true name, Yonsim, to connect the heart. It's a bridge that joins hearts together. I made the mirror because I wish to continue living and flapping and fluttering. I wish to soar into the air once more, even if I fell afterwards. One day, despair will arrive for certain. It's for that reason life must go on, as far as it can. Whether or not I have wings mattered not. All Yi Sangs have outstanding talent. All the same, all Yi Sangs are ignorant. All Yi Sangs can see wings, but only one Yi Sang can fly. If such is the case, the Yi Sang in the mirror must be the opposite of the Yi Sang outside, but they're quite alike too. I mean, the wings you say you saw, those radiant, magnificent wings, they're my wings, and they're yours in the reflection. So why do I think that? It's obvious. The mirror's a reflection of the self. If you saw wings on me, then they were on you as well. They would obviously belong to you. All Yi Sangs are dumb as fuck. Now, kick off the ground and flutter those wings, baby boy. All I wish for, just once more, I wish to fly. Every game of Limbus Company is a specialized mirror. Don't canonize this. Don't do that. Sigma grind set. Ligma grind set.
Y'all sang is canon. That's just how he talks. I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm glad I can't speak Korean because then it would canonize his real voice. Yi Sang. Yeah. I remember that spring day. Stars rose in our eyes. They sparkled as brightly as your wings. I have always escaped the shadows of the leaves. In the end, it is that same shadow that embraces me after everything. After some time has passed, a few hours later, with Dongrang's death, our contract with him was rendered null and void, meaning the only way for us to be handed the golden bow was... Well, consequently, it wasn't all bad, but it's not good either. Since the leader of the terrorists, Dongbaek was it, has died, their organization should collapse in no time. As for the remaining problems, I have a suggestion on how to handle them. Everything that happened in K-Corp today was single-handedly caused by a mentally unstable, rebellious employee named Dong Rang. In his scheme to unfairly claim personal gains and power within the firm. Do you agree? Are you sure you're okay with that cover-up story? He may have opposed us, but he was your employee, wasn't he? Well, I did say my goodbyes with a phone call earlier. Some cheeky man he was. And you're a manager at Limbus Company, Dante, right? You seemed somewhat unassertive for a manager. If you want to be a leader, you'd best remember to nip any rising problem in its bud. The faster the better. Screw yourself. You also hired Shi Association's assassins to silence Shreen, didn't you? They're telling you that they got the message. I thought you were something of a half-wit, but I suppose you weren't put in charge for nothing. Ah, one more thing. I don't know how things got complicated enough for you to get involved with our wing's singularity, but the tearful thing was K-Corp's singularity itself, and a confidential detail we could in no way allow to be known. Limbus Company does not give away confidential information gained during investigation. If you'd like, we could arrange a contract to. Are you seriously offering that just after seeing a contract you signed turn into worthless paper stacks? I couldn't let a piece of paper bind me down. I'll get your memories erased. Sink. Tamper with my memories and I'll cut you down to bits. We'll follow your method, ma'am. Well, since you're about to forget it all, let me correct one thing. What you saw wasn't the actual tearful thing. It's a child entity. We couldn't leave such a precious asset in the hands of some researcher with no real credentials, now could we? It would sadden me if you believed that fiddling thing was the pride of our wing. Not that you'd have a chance to think that. In spite of Ryoshi's menacing intimidation, following the unfriendly instructions of people who appeared to be K-Corp's high-ranked staff and fixers, we were put through a memory wipe procedure, erasing every recollection of the tearful thing from the sinners' heads. As we left, Alfonso told us to look forward to how the tears will be used in the future. The sinners had memories of seeing something in the laboratory, but none of them could recall what it was, how the tears were collected, or how HP bullets were made. I do like the way his voice sounds, even though I can't speak Korean. I mean, it's turned down, and I'm tuning some of the voices out because I'm narrating all of this. But I'm sure the actor does a perfectly fine job. Y'all sang is just funny. By the way, Yi Sang, where did you want to fly? I would have been content with the wings, feeling it would give, with the failings it would give. What about now? I will leave no comments on that. What they didn't notice, however, is that the memory wipe didn't work on me for some mysterious reason. Could I recover the sinner's wipe memory somehow, like how I rewind their injuries using the clock? The thought occurred to me, but alas, I don't know how I would do that, and I am not sure if it would be possible at all. I was sure about one thing. The fact that I am retaining the memories they tried to erase must be valuable, so I decided to stay quiet about it. However, manager, I will say this much. From now on, I plan to face what I have left, those being the mistakes of the League of Nine is left, and the tasks left for me. Thus, I would like to resist as much as I can if needed. No longer will I bend as the wind blows. I won't let it sway me or strike me down. Rather than be slantwise in seat, I intend to walk where I plan to go. Will you aid me in my endeavors, Dante? Of course. That's right. Even if their memories are taken, it won't gnaw away at the determination that has firmly taken root in their hearts. Then, what is the determination that I have left? How much must I remember and witness? Thinking such thoughts, I looked at Virgilius, who was on the other side, because it would be one of the manager's duties to remember and witness all of this. You heard what I said? Date asked if you heard what he had said. I couldn't hear the usual ticks, but I have no way to know if you even said something. Of course, I can't hear your words, Manager Dante. It was just idle talk. The look on your face seemed to warn it. Look on your face, clock face. Did I have a facial expressions? We get it, Yi Sang. Your winged chicken spice bush made of glass shards. He's a very special boy. May the meaning of those ceaseless tears be effervescence. Your wish, as well as ours, are being realized to the best of our abilities as always.
잘 지내시오.
Have you been well?
거울을 볼 때마다
Whenever I look at a mirror,
인사를
I
하거나
find myself
인사를
greeting it.
서로 주고받아야
It is said that a
자연스러운
greeting is
것이라
only
하지.
natural when it's mutually
언젠가
exchanged, but I do not mind
전해질
the
거로
one-sidedness,
생각하기에
as I believe it will be conveyed
이제는
someday. I have decided that from now on I will no longer be stopped in
모든
place.
건 결코
Even if all will
변하지
ultimately
않겠지.
remain
나의
unchanging,
시도 이제
I too shan't
변화
change
너무
either.
걱정들 하지 마시오.
You have no need to
내
be
곁에는
overly concerned for me. I
새로운
now have
것들이
new
생겨서
companions at my
그런가.
side.
어찌
Though I
생각할지
cannot be
모르겠으나
sure what they will think of this, I
난
intend to
너희를
consider them as such. To close off,
끝까지
allow me one final
사는
remark.
내내
May you all keep
모두가
company with peace
평안하시길.
throughout your lives.
이상.
Yours sincerely, Yi Sang. Y'all sang. There's a cool intervallo next.
꽃이 보이지 않는
The flower is unseen. The flower
꽃이
is fragrant.
향기롭다. 향기가
The
만개한다.
fragrance is in full bloom.
나는
I
거기
dig a grave for myself
묘혈을
there.
판다.
Skip.
그림자
Listen, y'all probably gonna be mad at me because he was about to break out in song, but it feels incredibly out of it feels really out of character for him to just start fucking singing. I'm sorry. If there's a skip button, we're gonna skip that. As long as you don't skip Ryoshu's. Well, spoiler alert, Ryoshu has a song bit. They sure are serious about eating. It amazes me how they can look so happy while eating out. I stepped out of the restaurant to briefly catch some fresh air. Hey, it's Demian. I didn't even notice you arrived. How long have you been there? I told you I would come see you again. Why can't people settle for just looking? It should be enough to simply admire it, smell the scent, and enjoy the moment. I'm sleepy, but they nurture greed and obsession as they contain it in their sight, eating themselves away. The mirror, too. It was first created for simple enjoyment. You can compare it to a bag of chips with 100 flavors, for example. But then, someone came up with an idea. What if there were a way to reach into that possibly infinite bag of chips and take what I don't have? What if all of us could have all the flavors that way? It wouldn't be considered theft, according to the rules made by adults anyway. That, in fact, is stealing from me. Countless stars are in the sky, but they aren't all the same. If someone else saw them, they might have been nothing more than dim lumps of light. But someone who found the twinkle staggeringly charming took one of the stars and hung it on a high enough place for everyone to see, expelling the dark. All the people would rejoice. Now, here's a question. What will become of me who has been robbed by me and the star that's now forced to eliminate the dark forevermore? The fuck are you talking about, kid? The mirror your friends use isn't any different. That is such a cruel piece of technology. Take your time with the answer. Just draw me a sheep later. You may not remember it right now, but you promised to. Just as I tried to say something, he vanished, leaving only a hint of loneliness. He was nowhere to be seen, as if he returned to where he belonged. I couldn't even remember what I was trying to answer. I'm super confused. Yeah, Demian, I'm gonna keep rolling for IDs and you can't stop me. True. And now a big bag of chips. I do like chips. I don't have any bags of chips in the house though. I think we might have some senbei, some of like the rice crackers.
엄마밖에 없지?
Okay. Fucking. God damn it. That canto. Woof.
딸.
Big yikes. Okay. We claimed all of our stuff. What is this? There's a exclamation system notifications. New content. Greetings, dear manager. Skip. Next up is Ishmael. I like Ishmael. She's actually one of my favorites. Intervallo 2. How long's the intervallo? Beach episode? Oh my god. Filler episodes. Listen, I understand that some people really like beach episodes. Beach episodes are not really my thing. The filler episodes in a story generally aren't my thing, but hopefully they find a way to make it relevant. It's been about 2 weeks since we took care of the job at K-Corp, and the immense dullness of traveling through a nest by car was starting to sink in. Pretty sure I saw a road that looked exactly like this one 30 minutes ago. The way roads are built in the nests and back streets is rather dissimilar. If we were navigating the back streets, we would have been able to find a shortcut through the alleys and corners, but navigating a nest in an automobile means driving through its absolutely abominable traffic congestion. I guess that's why people with cash spare to spend it on the W Corp's warp trains and such. The warp trains are... The bus fell silent, as though everyone seemed to simultaneously recall the warp train they saw in the mirror world. I think I prefer riding the bus. The car. Why don't we all take a nice little nap like Heath? I'm bored to death just staring out the window. So we spent days upon days of boredom on the bus, making very little progress, toward a tunnel that seemed to lead somewhere. We're almost there. The road will free up once we exit this tunnel. Just as Faust said, the traffic jam appeared to visibly improve, allowing us to make actual progress. That's good. I can't see much yet, but I'm glad we're almost there. Speaking of which, our destination was... Yes, indeed. Once again, we were being blindly led along by our guide, who knows... to who knows where. Don't you think it's about time he started telling us where we're going? Date is asking where our destination is. I was asking if he could start telling us where we're headed before we leave, but I thought better of it. Our current destination is... Our final destination is the Lobotomy Corp branch, located at U Corp. Was that issue you up? You spooked me. Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure why Ishmael suddenly jolted, but I decided to carry on with our conversation for now. Wait, so by our final destination you mean we are currently headed to a temporary stop. Just as Virgilius finished his sentence, the bus emerged from a lengthy tunnel. Whoa, that's... I looked to the window, which had suddenly turned bright, and the cleanest sandy beach and the most turquoise blue ocean I had ever seen graced my eyes. Do behold, the great lake yonder! With Don Quixote's enthusiastic exclamation, sinners began waking up from their naps one by one. Oh, that's a sight I've not seen in a long time. Oh, Greg, darling, you've been here before? I've only ever heard of this place. Never been myself. The sinners each began excitedly chattering about the sea. Wait. It can't be my turn already. Except for one, that is. We're still not ready for this. Ishmael, you good? No. Give me a moment. I need some time to think. While I was still worried about Ishmael's sudden gloominess, I had faith that she would be okay. She was always on top of things after all. Besides, my attention was drawn to the bubbling enthusiasm that seemed to have possessed the sinners. So we are journeying towards the Great Lake? I've only heard of the Great Lakes, but never saw it myself. So this is what it looks like, huh? Perhaps our trying journey shall finally be rewarded with a seaside picnic. I suppose spending a nice vacation here could be a fun experience. If we were permitted to rest, I wish to lie upon the summery sand and gaze up at the skies. I could use some nice tanning on a long bench. I wish to try the game of beach volleyball with everyone. That is. Sounds quite. The sinners were all eagerly chatting about the things they wanted to do. It was nice to see them excited for once, but hey, guide bud, are we really stopping at the beach? Everyone seemed to be conveniently forgetting the fact that Virgilius never mentioned if we were stopping at the beach. What do you think?
밧줄에 도랑이 걸칠
Gonna
거야.
hitch wheels in a ditch. Screech. The formerly on-track bus suddenly swerved and everyone was thrown around the bus, as is often the case. What treachery is this? An ambush? No, this is our stop. The sinners got to their feet one by one, groaning with pain. What the? What in the name of the wings? Only the despairing cries of sinners echoed in the dark and damp view outside the windows. It's a nuclear waste dump. Ruinous spoilers ahead. Wondrous, wondrous. What time is it? Okay, it's 11:30. My voice is getting a little sleepy, a little tired, a little cracky. So I think I'm gonna probably call it here. We'll do extractions. We'll do pulls first. And one thing I wanted to do is go to not here. We're gonna do some goofy pulls and see what we can get. I wanted to go here. Since we've already bought the big thing, these tickets, I wanted to buy some of these tickets. And we're gonna do an extra 10 pull. Alright, so we're gonna do this one. We don't have, we do have a 3 for Gregor, but it's I don't think it's a very good one. Do Gregor? Why? Because I already have the 2 title ones for here. That's wedding dress Gregor. That's gorgeous. I love that. Because you can get Gregor. I do like Gregor. Our client buddy pal.
혹시 라이트 한 번만 빌려줄 수 있으시나?
Zwei Association South Section 4, Gregor.
쓸만한 고기 있어?
Got some good meat for me? He's a sous chef.
그래.
Could have been much
나도
better.
반갑고.
That's unhelpful.
어,
Rosen
혹시
Spanner
남는
Workshop Fixer, Gregor. We're committed to the bit now. We're just gonna do all of Gregor extractions.
불꽃이 필요하신 거라면 피워드립니다.
Oh, we got a Immersu.
죄송해요. 너무 과했나?
That's Sinclair. A stabby boy Sinclair. Ling Association, Sing Association South Section 4 Director Sinclair. Okay. That's all of our extractions for the day. We'll do this dude Bob and a Flynn transfer, and I think that's gonna be it for me for today. I do so enjoy pushing along the the content train, but that Canto was torturous, exhausting, and like I might like to come back and do a palate cleanser later. Still processing that entire Canto. It just was like so fucking long. It was like all week, basically. And I'm tired. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for chilling and participating, being a part of y'all sing. He is very fun to do the voices for. But I'm I guess curious. I'm curious to know, like, the one who shall grip seems to me to be better, like just because that one was specifically recommended. But I don't know if this is one of the things that annoys me about these kind of games. I've already got so much invested in this one already. It seems like getting a new ID that is, you know, if it's a side grade or moderately better, it would be kind of annoying to need to like boost them back up. But it's something we'll figure out later.
오늘 한 가지?
You want to see my shards?
해결사 영상.
Here you go. There's my
그건 뭐
shards.
녹화해뒀다가
I've
다음에
got
봐도
squat
되잖아?
diddly pop, girl. I don't have a lot of stuff. I just started
오늘
playing,
같이 할
so
게임은
I don't have a
크릭스
bank of
슈피다.
stuff.
엄마가 집행 끝나고 오면 바로 할 수 있게.
But yeah,
미니어처럼 지도.
that's gonna be
미리
it.
준비해둘 수 있지?
Like I said, I'm not playing every day. I'm just kind of rolling along, and as long as we're not failing miserably or really struggling hard, I don't see a reason to really invest heavily in, you know, collecting or min-maxing or like trying my best to hit specific numbers. I don't enjoy that particularly. I don't enjoy that in these kind of games specifically, because the entire system is built around like, oh, you could just pay money, you could just, you know, fuck it, you could just pay money and skip it all. If you, hey, you know, pay up and you could just skip all that. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to worry about it. I just want to enjoy the story. And once the story is done, I probably won't touch this ever again. And that's one of the it's one of the things that just superbly annoys me. But you know, they gotta make money. They have to be able to keep their studio alive or whatever. Anyway, you guys have the money aspect is weird because you will skip the gameplay. Well, the money aspect is, it's not you will skip the gameplay. It's not. That's not. I don't think that's what it does. I think the money aspect is you're skipping the grind. The combat, as I've stated multiple times in the game, there are times where the combat can feel slightly satisfying, but 99% of the combat in this game is skip. You press the skip button, you press the go button, and it's delayed, like because of how the fights are drawn out. And like I said, you can only watch Mama Otis dig down on somebody so many times before it's like, here she goes again, oh, she's popping off again, here she goes again. Eventually it gets repetitive and boring, and that's where the money comes in. You come in and you skip that part of the grindy part of the game that is, you know, not boring at a first playthrough. It's not boring when you first play it, but it does get incredibly repetitive. And once something becomes repetitive enough, then it gets boring. Being able to skip mirror dungeons, being able to skip, I mean, like, why are you doing mirror dungeons? I'm pretty sure that you can use lunacy to acquire most of the things in the game that would be, you know, on the more difficult side, even if it's ridiculously, we go to the cash shop, right? We go to the, so you can just, you could just buy ego, right? No, you need ego shards, but you can, in effect, you can just buy ego shards because you could just get lunacy and spend the lunacy endlessly if you had enough money to be able to do it. And some people either do or they don't, and they just spend the money anyway because neurodivergence is a thing. You know, there's like a lot of these other aspects, the min-maxing that you're talking about. It doesn't strike me as enjoyable to try to min-max these things or try to, like, you know, you're telling me to, like, look at my shards. I don't want to even think about trying to optimize my shard gain or thinking about all of the things that I need to do in order to get things. You know, I want to be able to enjoy the story, and I feel like the gameplay, the actual combat, is in a lot of cases just in the way of enjoying the story. Where the combat was challenging and satisfying to overcome in Library of Ruina, the combat in this game is like boring and in most cases skippable and not super enjoyable in most cases. Like, some of the fights that I've done, I've had to pay attention to, and they've been interesting in their mechanics. But it's not like, I don't think it would apply if I was playing the game on release with release skins only. Like, if all of the seasons were gated if all of the season content was gated and you like weren't able to get Mama Otis, or like, I don't know when Wild Hunt Heathcliff came out, but like if you weren't able to get stuff until you had reached that canto, that would make a little bit more sense, because then you would need to pace out the combat and you need to pay more attention. You'd need to like do more things to be able to keep up with that content. But I feel like any wall that you would run into at that point would be like oh, well, I either haven't grinded enough or I haven't spent enough money. We don't need 40 fights against K-Corp Citizens number 3. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily mind the game being a boss rush per se, but like I also don't mind, I didn't mind the puppets. Puppets weren't a boss rush in Library of Ruina. There are a lot of random fights inside Library of Ruina that, like Bayard, even whenever I did Bayard, I said, like, I think I called him Bernard or something. I was like, whatever his name was, he's frickin' forgettable because he just got his face wrecked. Like, we did do a lot of those fights and were too strong for the enemies that we're fighting against, but each of those fights were failable in a certain degree. Well, not all of them, but that it depends on the pacing of the game. This game, it just has no pacing, so all of the fights end up being these skippable like grind fests. It's either like grind your face off to get this content for no reason because you've already outpaced it because of the nature of season based, you know, card games, like, oh, you've unlocked a card that's overpowered for all of the other content in the game, now you could just sleepwalk through the combat. Now the combat's just boring, I just want to skip it. I don't know. I'll have to save that quote for when this game's version of the puppets show up. I mean, if they make it interesting, I don't know. My main issue with the game might just be that I'm sleepwalking through the early content because I got Otis. That's probably what it is. But like I said, I'm playing the game the way that they've incentivized me to play the game, through gameplay. You know, you teach a player how to play the game through gameplay, and they've been teaching me to essentially skip all of the fights. They're boring. Like in most cases, the fights are just boring. I don't know. It's I'm trying to remember a fight in Library of Ruina where I was like, one that I wasn't going back on. Like, doing progression content in Library of Ruina, I don't think I ever was like, well, this is boring. Like, every single time I was sitting there, like, thinking, like, doing the maths meme. Man eat fish, one day hunger teach man fish, he fish hard. Now you're making fun of me. I'm being bullied. Where are my glasses? Let me put my glasses on. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and if you stuck around to listen to me rant, thanks for listening to me rant. I will finish this game. I will play this game to completion, but I think my critiques are sound. I think my critiques are valid and are here, and I think they're meeting the moment. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's that I didn't play this game at launch, that I don't have like the same degree of attachment to the systems and to the mechanics in it. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Like, I just generally feel like this is kind of, like I said, it's missing the moment for me, considering I just got off of Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruina. But anyway, cool art, cool characters. I like the story. The combat sucks. I'll see you guys I'll see you guys the week after next, because I'm in Osaka next week. But you guys have an awesome night and an awesome weekend, and I'll see you next time. Toodles and stuff.